All right, let's dive in. Today, we're looking at something really special. A culinary school, but not your typical fancy, expensive one.
Okay.
This one's all about giving folks a chance, folks who are experiencing homelessness. And get this, it's actually inside Father Joe's villages in San Diego.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've been helping people for like 75 years, I think.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It is. And we've got this fantastic article from Food and Wine magazine to guide us, all about how they're using food to empower people.
Food, huh? That's an interesting angle.
Right. It's like so basic, but so powerful. So yeah, today's deep dive, how Father Joe's village is empowering people through cooking.
Sounds delicious and insightful.
I know, right? So Father Joe's villages, it's more than just a shelter, right? It's like a whole community. They can house something like 2,000 people every single night.
That's a lot of people.
It is. And they offer all kinds of services, medical care, job training, and of course, this amazing culinary program.
So it's not just about giving them a bed for the night. It's about giving them a chance to get back on their feet.
Exactly. And the culinary program is a big part of that. They've got this incredible chef, Helen Coine, running the show.
I read about her. She has like a really impressive background, worked with the International Rescue Committee and Kitchens for Good.
Yeah, her experience is amazing. Clearly, she's really passionate about this, about helping people through food.
So what's the program like? How long does it last?
It's pretty intensive. It's a 14-week program. They meet Monday through Thursday, 8 to 3, covering everything from basic cooking skills to kitchen safety and like all the important stuff.
Wow, so it's not just a quick little cooking class. It sounds like a real commitment.
It is. They mean business.
Mhm.
And the article interviews this woman, Gillian, who just graduated from the program.
Oh, I remember that part. She was talking about how people thought it was going to be this easy breezy home cooking class or something.
Right. And she's like, no, this is serious stuff.
It's great that they're challenging those perceptions. It shows they're really invested in giving these people the skills they need to succeed.
I agree. And here's the cool part. The program's kitchen isn't just for learning. It's an actual working kitchen that feeds thousands of people at Father Joe's every day.
Wow, so the students are getting real-world experience right from the start. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they even have this program where they package and freeze meals for people living in permanent supportive housing all over San Diego.
So it's not just about learning to cook, it's about learning to serve the community too.
Exactly. And, speaking of Gillian, her story's so inspiring, she's actually thinking about becoming a private chef now.
Really? That's
Yeah.
amazing. I guess the program really opened up new possibilities for her.
Yeah, she even says in the article, when you're able to take care of people through food and cooking, you get to be so creative. You can really show how much you care.
I love that quote. It really highlights the power of food to connect people and bring them together.
So, what's striking you most about this program so far? What really stands out for you?
Honestly, I'm really impressed by the program's holistic approach. They're not just teaching cooking skills, they're addressing the emotional and social needs of the individuals they serve. They're creating a safe and supportive environment where people can heal and grow.
I see that too. It's like they're nourishing their spirits along with their bodies. It's amazing.
It really is.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the program's impact and philosophy, but now let's get to the fun part, the food itself. The article mentions some seriously delicious dishes.
I was just thinking about that. Let's hear what they're cooking up.
All right, get ready for this chickpea and roasted cauliflower soup, ceviche, jackfruit carnitas, and braised short ribs.
Wow. That's not your average soup kitchen menu. Ceviche especially requires a delicate touch and fresh ingredients. It shows they're really challenging themselves in the kitchen.
It's like they're creating a culinary oasis within the support system. Good food and a supportive community. What more could you ask for?
It's a powerful combination for sure.
All right, before we go any further, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned so far.
Sounds good. It's always helpful to pause and reflect.
We've discovered Father Joe's Villages, an organization that's not just providing shelter, but creating opportunities. We've met Chef Coine, with her passion for food and empowering people, and we've been inspired by Gillian's journey of transformation through this culinary program.
And we've seen how this program isn't just about cooking skills. It's about restoring dignity, fostering self-sufficiency, and changing lives.
Absolutely. And before we move on to the next part of our deep dive, I'd love to hear from you, our listener. What aspects of this program have resonated with you the most? What's sparking your curiosity? Hold on to that thought because we'll be back soon to explore the long-term impact of this program and how its lessons can inspire us to create positive change in our own communities. Don't go anywhere.
Back again for more on this amazing culinary program at Father Joe's Villages.
Yeah, it's really something special, isn't it?
It is. We've seen how they're using food to empower people,
Hmm.
but what really stands out to me is
Yeah.
how they're challenging the idea of what a culinary career can be.
Right. It's not just about fancy restaurants and all that.
Exactly. And I think
Okay.
Chef Coine sums it up perfectly in the article. She says, you never know what's coming.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It's like a reminder to be open to new possibilities,
Totally. And Gillian Grace is the perfect example.
with her private chefing.
Yeah. Who would thought? It just shows like the program opens up all these different paths you might not have even considered before.
It's like they're saying, forget the ladder, create your own way,
Right.
which is pretty powerful, especially for people who've been through tough times.
It gives them a sense of control, right?
Yeah, like they can create their own future.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the individual stories, but let's zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
How do you think this program is changing the way we as a society think about homelessness?
Hmm. That's a good question. I think programs like this, they show us that it's not just about giving handouts.
Yeah.
It's about investing in people,
Hmm.
giving them the tools to help themselves.
Right, breaking down those barriers that keep people stuck.
Exactly. And food, I think, plays a huge role in that.
How so?
Well, it's more than just feeding people, right? It's about bringing them together, creating a sense of
Yeah,
community.
it's a shared experience, something everyone can relate to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what about you? What do you think about the program's potential to address, like, bigger social issues?
You know, I think the ideas here, like the skill development, the community focus, the purpose-driven work,
Yeah.
I think those could apply to so many different things. Like, imagine a program teaching sustainable farming to fight hunger, or one that helps people get into tech.
Oh, I like that.
The possibilities are endless, really.
Yeah, it's about giving people the tools to make a difference,
Exactly. It's not just about the food, it's about the model, the approach.
empowering people to create change.
That's it. And that reminds me of Chef Coine's quote, "You never know what's coming."
Always be ready for the unexpected.
Exactly. So before we wrap up this part, I want to ask our listeners something to think about.
Okay.
How can you apply these ideas, like the skill building, the community stuff, the purpose-driven work, to your own life?
What are you passionate about? What skills can you share?
Great questions. Think about it, everyone. We'll be back soon to talk about the long-term impact of this program and how we can all be part of creating a better world. But for now, hold on to those questions. Let them simmer a bit. All right, welcome back, everyone. Last leg of our deep dive into Father Joe's Villages and their culinary magic.
The grand finale.
We've seen how they're empowering people, heard about the delicious food they're making, but something I keep wondering about.
What's that?
What happens after they graduate? Do they actually find jobs, use these skills?
That's the key, right? And I think that's where this program really shines. They don't just teach skills, they prepare them for the real world.
So it's like a bridge helping them get from the classroom to a career.
Exactly. They've got hands-on experience, work with clients, even job placement help. And it's working.
Oh, yeah.
Graduates are landing jobs in restaurants, catering companies, even starting their own food businesses.
Wow, that's incredible. That's what it's all about.
Real change. But I'm also curious what it's like for the graduates themselves,
Yeah, like beyond the skills.
Yeah, how has the program impacted their lives?
Well, the article mentions how a lot of them talk about feeling more confident, like they have a purpose again.
That makes sense. It's not just about the cooking, it's about believing in yourself,
And that can change everything. Plus, they become role models for others.
showing what's possible, no matter what you've been through.
Exactly. It all comes back to that investing in people's potential. You get amazing results.
Yeah,
Not just for them, but for everyone.
a ripple effect.
So as we wrap up, I want to bring it back to you listening right now. What part of this story speaks to you? What sticks with you?
We've seen how cooking, something we might take for granted, can be this powerful tool.
It can change lives, build communities, even challenge how we think about things.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. So as we say goodbye to Father Joe's Villages and all the amazing people we've met through this article,
What a journey.
it has been, I want you to leave with a renewed sense of hope. Food is more than just what we eat. It connects us, it inspires us, it can truly transform.
But you don't need a fancy kitchen to make a difference.
Right. Every act of kindness, every meal shared, it all matters.
It all adds up.
So think about how you can use food as a force for good in your own life, in your community. Cook a meal for someone, volunteer at a food bank, whatever feels right. Just remember, food can nourish us in so many ways.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
We hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Happy cooking, happy eating, and happy changing the world one bite at a time.